The game was at the SoFi Arena yesterday, and I have a couple of thoughts about this because I've been hearing a lot of people online on social media talking about how the US atmosphere was going to be dead. We already saw the Azteca atmosphere in Mexico, absolutely electric. Canada yesterday, which we're going to get to in a minute as well, great atmosphere. But the US did it very, very well. So the SoFi Stadium, home of the LA Rams, is a brand new stadium and it is absolutely gorgeous. You've got the indoor ceiling right there as well, but it's glass, so you get the sunlight in. So good vitamin D for the Europeans that don't get it so much. But the seating, like the way this stadium concaves up, absolutely gorgeous. They had the US and Paraguay flags out there, you know, Katy Perry and the young boy doing their pre-game performance as well. And the atmosphere was electric, right? You can't tell me it wasn't. It's hosted a Super Bowl already. And the atmosphere was brilliant. So, you know, just because, you know, they're not chanting songs, Posh Spice is a slapper and all that, like the Europeans, you know, it's a different sort of vibe in America. That's not what they do for football, for soccer in this case. England, we grew up going to assembly in primary school and singing like 10 songs a day. So when you've got that ingrained in your actual school day every single day, naturally, you're going to be making chants at the football. And, you know, I know it's not the quintessential English experience or the European experience. You know, if you go to a European or English game, I'm not going to lie to you, you're going to have an absolutely amazing time. But that's not where America invested its eggs in. You got to think they have older sports than football in the US. Things like baseball. You go to a game at the Wrigley Stadium. Unbelievable. That's the, you know, it's this. These are where the traditional stadiums show up. College football. College football started in the 1800s, in like the 1880s or something. A lot of their fabled stadiums, the ones that Europe, you know, take pride in, having stadiums from the 1900s. Italy, you'll have your Colosseums. England, you'll have, you know, your stadiums from the 1800s. The US invested that in their universities. They invested that in baseball. You know, the NFL didn't get reformed until the 1950s, though it did exist from the 1920s. Basketball, 1950s as well. These are newer things in the last 70 or so years that you're kind of beating America with an unfair stick, I think, here. So in terms of the stadium atmosphere, it was great. It lived up to what it needed to be. There was a couple thousand unsold seats. I'd blame that on FIFA. I wouldn't blame that on the US. So the atmosphere was everything it needed to be. The vibes are so high right now in the US today, and I hope that they continue until their game in Australia at least. But the World Cup is truly here in the US, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited, and believe me, I was shocked to see that the US won 4-1.